Hello fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Today I want to show you what I do on every other weekend. Sometimes I skip it or I do it during the week, but it's a part of my prepping. You know, when you've got vegetables coming in, or you're getting ready to plant your garden, you know you don't have the time that you normally would like to cook meals for your family or have your lunches ready. And this kind of prepping actually saves you a lot of money, because you don't have to go out and buy lunch, you don't have to buy fast food. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do Bear's weekend cooking. I like to cook a bunch of meals up on the weekend, and then we usually eat one of them or part of one of them, and then freeze the rest. You could can them, I guess. Some of them you could, but this is kind of like just get me through what's getting ready to come. Right now we're getting ready for the meat birds, and we're getting ready to put the garden in. We just got about 12 yards of compost delivered, so we have to put that around everywhere. So we're going to be really busy. So we're going to make some meals up today. Now the first step to getting your meals done is to check your ingredients. So what I normally do is I decide which protein I want to work with this weekend. And it may be chicken, it may be beef, it can be just about anything. And so once I decide on my protein, I go through my recipe cards and I pick out 4 or 5. You can start with less. Now it usually takes about 6 to 8 hours to make 2 weeks worth of meals. And as you get better, you can usually do a month of meals in a day and a half. And that's having a meal ready every single day. Now, since I do lunches, mine last about 2 weeks. We're going to start with about 8 pounds of ground. It's going to be a mixture for the different recipes of ground pork, ground beef, and ground deer. Now, the beef is going to be canned, but the pork and the deer are fresh. Now, you can use your dehydrated ingredients. You just have to remember to put them in the refrigerator the night before in water and get them rehydrated. Today, I'm mostly going to be using fresh ingredients. I have a lot of staples in the refrigerator that I really need to use up, and so I try to figure out my recipes based on what staples I had. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do your mise en place. Your mise en place is anything you need to chop. Your onions, your green peppers, your mushrooms. I had to make breadcrumbs. So you're going to read through each of your recipes and figure out what it is you need. You're also going to pull out all your ingredients. Make sure you have them. You can put them back in the refrigerator after you've determined you have what you need, but put it all on the same shelf so you can find it. So the first step is to look at all your recipes and say, okay, how many onions do I need? How many green peppers do I need? How many mushrooms do I need? And go ahead and get those chopped up, which is called your mise en place. So we've got all that done here, and I am using frozen green peppers, and I'm using fresh onions, some from the garden and some that were purchased. I took my whole wheat bread and I ground it up, and I've had it sitting out for a couple hours so that it can dry out a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. So there we go. We have 6 hours worth of work. I now have 2 hours to clean up and package. Some of these I will freeze as they are, and then as they're almost frozen, I'll cut them into cubes. And it all depends on how you're going to eat it, how you're going to store it. So my kids will probably microwave the potatoes, so they will be in Ziplocs once they're frozen, and things like that. So think about how you're going to eat it. Are you going to eat it as a family, or are you going to eat it as individuals? So what I made here, I made spicy beef enchilada. This is beef curry, and I'm going to serve it over rice. This is like a pasta soup. We have mushroom pasta. We have cheesy casserole bake. We have baked potatoes, and there we go. We have a lot of meals. It really saves you during the month because this will all be eaten over the next month. And last time I did chicken, so we have our chicken, and then of course you have your fresh meals that you're gonna cook in between that you feel like cooking or you're not too tired to cook. This is a really smart way to prep and make your life easier for the things that come about. I will include my beef curry recipe down below because it really doesn't matter what recipe you use. All it matters is pick your protein and then figure out what you're going to do with it. And put all like things together. If you got to do onions, do them all at once. You got to brown your meat, do that all at once. Potatoes, whenever you're doing twice baked potatoes or stuffed potatoes, you want to do them the night before. Put them in the refrigerator, the next day scoop them out. Makes it harder to tear the skins, so they turn out a little nicer. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Blessings.